Swedish Defence Minister Pål Jonson was in Manila and met with Philippine Defence Minister Gilberto Teodoro on June 6, 2024. The visit and meeting signalled an improvement in defence relations between the two countries. According to the Swedish Ministry of Defence, the Philippines will be the final stop on Jonson's trip, which starts on June 5 and ends on June 6, 2024, after his visits to Singapore, Australia and the Philippines, and participated in the Swedish Embassy's National Day celebrations. Min, Jonson and Sec. Teodoro also discussed, among other things, defence education and capacity building, maritime security, rule of law, climate change. The two countries just signed an MOU on the acquisition of defence equipment a few weeks ago, which is a framework for cooperation in the fields of logistics, technology, research and development, defence industry development and exchange, etc. A recent report by the Inquirer on multi-role fighter aircraft procurement explains how the Re-Horizon 3 project for fighter aircraft will be carried out for the Philippine Air Force. Recently, the Swedish Embassy and the Department of National Defence signed and approved an implementing agreement for the Philippines to purchase Swedish-made equipment, indicating that the Philippine Air Force may be inclined to lean towards the Saab JAS 39E/F Gripen fighter variant. The Swedish aerospace company is now offering the JAS 39 Gripen E/F variant, instead of the previously known JAS 39 Gripen C/D variant, as the Hungarian Air Force secured four more new units of this variant as Sweden entered the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which requires ratification by the Hungarian Parliament. Of note, the Philippine Air Force's current multi-role fighter jet purchase project calls for at least 12 new fighters of one type, ignoring any mix of old and new aircraft, or aircraft of multiple variants intended by the force the Philippine Air as a squadron plan, plus plans established for the second phase of the multi-role fighter jet acquisition program, provide feasibility for Saab to deliver the newest variant of the JAS 39 Gripen E/F to the Philippine Air Force, although this is primarily up to leadership planners at the discretion of the force Philippine Air. The Philippine Air Force now needs multi-role fighter jets more than ever, especially with the shift made by the national government from dealing with domestic insurgency eradication issues to addressing geopolitical territorial defense issues, as the Air Force recently initiated a program. This will enable the entire armed forces of the Philippines to get all the much-needed military hardware to acquire and put into service. In recent meetings, the Philippines and Sweden have signed an important agreement to support Manila's plans to acquire multi-role fighter aircraft, MRF, for the Philippine Air Force, PAF. Titled, Implementing Arrangements Concerning the Procurement of Defense Equipment and Supplies, the agreement provides a framework for the Philippine government to purchase Swedish-made defense equipment. The Swedish Defence Materiel Administration and the Department of National Defence signed the implementing arrangement, or IA, that is related to the procurement of defence materiel and equipment between Sweden and the Philippines. This logistics cooperation is part of the commitment of the two countries based on the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, regarding cooperation in the procurement of defence equipment, which was signed by the two countries on June 3, 2023, which was ratified on the same day by Sweden and the Philippines. On the 4th of September 2023, said the Indonesian Embassy, referring to the MOU signed on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore last year. The show of bilateral flexibility in diplomatic matters has had a lot of impact in the field of national defense in recent months since the beginning of 2024, as this has been especially true in the realization of the Philippine Air Force multi-role fighter jet acquisition project. As the Philippine Air Force places the multi-role fighter jet acquisition project on its priority list, with a decision and contract award likely to take place this year, Swedish defense company Saab is increasing the bid for its JAS 39E/F Gripen multi-role fighter jet variant. As the JAS 39 Gripen Block C/D variant became less viable and the remaining number of new units was less than the desired number for the project as a result of the recent agreement with Hungary. This change provides good development for Saab to promote its newest multi-role fighter jet, namely the JAS 39 Gripen E/F variant, which was previously also known as the development model variant, JAS 39 Gripen NG. While this offer may provide increased capability that is considered an improvement over the previous JAS 39 Gripen C/D variant offered by the Swedish aerospace company in the Philippine Air Force's multi-role fighter jet acquisition project, it omits one critical component to winning the award, namely time element. Let it all be remembered that this news for signing gets its first reports in February and is supposedly earlier March this year, although this eventually pushed through 2 months later. Relating to the discussion, the Philippine Air Force has the ongoing multi-role fighter jet acquisition project still in implementation, with the competition between Saab JAS 39 Gripen and Lockheed Martin's F-16 Block 70/72 Viper. In addition to the detailed information provided, the JAS 39 Gripen E-F variant has always come in two forms: the better-known, single-seat Gripen E multi-role fighter, which is the primary product intended for its second combat role, air defense and close air support operations, and the Gripen F conversion trainer aircraft, which provides a familiarization platform for new pilots before starting with the single-seat JAS 39 Gripen E. This also means there are slight variations in the single-seater and double-seater variants of the latest version of the JAS 39 Gripen, where according to detailed specifications provided by Saab, the latter comes with a slightly longer fuselage. Overall 15.9 meters, compared to 15.2 meters, which is the default length for the JAS 39 Gripen E variant. Apart from the slight variations above plus the lack of weapons on the Gripen F variant, there are not many differences between the two types in other areas. As marketed, the Gripen E, as described by Saab, has a powerful GEF 414G engine, extensive range, and impressive payload carrying capabilities with its 10 hardpoints. It also has a new AESA radar, infrared search and track system, IRST, highly advanced electronic warfare and communication systems. The E-Series redefines air power for the 21st century by expanding operational capabilities. Its hardpoint has been increased compared to 8 JAS 39 Gripen C/Ds, meaning that the Gripen E can carry more ammunition and fuel tanks. Like modern fighters used by other aerospace manufacturers today, the Swedish aerospace company also incorporates electronic warfare or EW capabilities in the JAS 39 Gripen E-F variant, so that this multi-role fighter has its own suite of offensive and defensive electronic equipment. A warfare option that guarantees an increased probability of mission success, while ensuring that the survivability of the aircraft increases and allows the fighter and its pilot to return to base safely. We hope that the Philippines can quickly win the project to acquire multi-role fighter jets, either the JAS 39E-F Gripen variant or the F-16 Block 70 variant from the United States, because having these two types of aircraft can increase the national defense capability in dealing with various threats, which continues to develop today.